What's happening? This is Joshua Boetsi and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Now, I planned to watch the Canelo versus Kovalev fight live last night on Sky Sports, which these guys would have been ring walking between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, I managed to stay awake till 2 o'clock in the morning. I closed my eyes just for a second, and next thing I know, it's morning. So I missed the fight live, but of course I have managed to catch up on it. Now, first of all, I was expecting a pretty exciting fight. I thought that these guys may actually go to war and trade. Kovalev would use his size, his reach, all this kind of thing, and maybe bully Canelo a little bit due to the fact that Kovalev is in fact a light heavyweight, and of course Canelo is a middleweight. Of course, he does walk around at light heavyweight now as well. So I thought that Kovalev would use all that kind of advantage, and to be honest, he did use his reach advantage at times where he was jabbing quite well. And every time he threw the right hand, there seemed to be no mustard on the shot. I don't quite know what was going on. Kovalev seemed like he wanted to go the distance with Canelo. He never really engaged with him. And I think that was probably one of his downfalls in this fight. With Canelo, he played the game very, very tactically and played it very, very well as well, which was patience. Wait for the opportunity, wait for Kovalev, who's on older legs now, to tire out as the later rounds come on, then start going for it. And that's ultimately what happened, because Kovalev, we know that Kovalev, listen, he's not the same fighter that he once was, and this isn't taking anything away from Canelo. In fact, when Kovalev was taking on Anthony Yarde, I said the same thing. When you look at the light heavyweights, he is probably the weaker champion out of the lot of them. But that's only because he's getting on a bit now. He's had a couple of losses. I don't know whether he's had some kind of mental breakdown. Maybe the losses have affected him. And we know that he doesn't carry a great chin as much as he once did. So Canelo was always going to have this kind of opportunity in this fight. It was more about what Kovalev did to make sure that didn't happen. But as the rounds went on, Canelo was chopping away at the tree. He was hitting the body and he was throwing the overhand right, the overhand left and that at times as well. Kovalev, for whatever reason, he forgot the game plan. And while in my opinion, he was winning the fight up until round 11, only just winning it. But listen, had the fight come to scorecards, we know exactly how it would have went. But ultimately, he was starting to gas out. He was starting to get tired. Much like when Kovalev, when he took out Anthony Yarde, when he stopped him with the jab. A lot of that was from Anthony Yarde due to fatigue. He was knackered. And I think that was pretty much the same thing with Kovalev and Canelo, except roles reversed. This time it was Kovalev who was on old man legs and was wavering and was tired, and he dropped his hands just for a second. That's all that Canelo needed. Come in with a big left, which wobbled Kovalev, and followed up with a huge knockout right. Kovalev went down, slumped on the bottom two ropes there. Referee immediately calls it off, and absolutely right to do so as well, because he weren't going to get up. So Canelo's game plan was what won it. It wasn't his size, it wasn't anything else. It was the game plan of being patient. He knew if he kept Kovalev moving, Kovalev is going to start to fade as the fight went on. But Kovalev, listen, he did okay in that fight. It's not like he didn't. But I think the reason that he did okay is because Canelo let him do okay, because the plan was to tire him out and then take over. Now, I know that there's been some talk about, well, what kind of games, what kind of advantages did Canelo have coming into this one? Obviously, the fact that Kovalev, he had to get on the scales 3 times. Scale tampering, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? Plus other things, I don't know for a fact, but usually when Canelo fights, there's some kind of rehydration clause. So Kovalev, he can't go above a certain weight as he walks to the ring, all that kind of thing. So there will be some kind of advantages. But listen, ultimately, Kovalev, he accepted all these things and he signed for the fight and he got paid very well for it. And he didn't get disgraced in this fight. But in my opinion, had he have used the jab and the right hand to more effectiveness, as in not just use them just to try and nick some rounds, as in use them to hurt Canelo, then maybe the result may or may not have been a little bit different. But just because he was just pouring with the left, just jabbing with it, but without any kind of mustard on it, it wasn't going to have an effect. Canelo looked fresh, did he not? And the reason being is because Kovalev didn't give any kind of mustard in his shots. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he felt that because of if there was a rehydration clause, then maybe he felt a little bit flat. I don't know. But either way, congratulations to Canelo Alvarez, another top name on his resume. Canelo Alvarez arguably has the best body of work, the best resume in boxing today, as in for those who are active fighters. Because some of the things or some of the fighters that he's got in his resume are just outstanding. Yes, he does get some gift decisions from time to time, but still, he's not getting stopped. He's not getting done in the ring in that himself. He's still having to put the work in, and he's still having to make the fight close enough just so the judges can go, yeah, okay, Canelo won that one. But ultimately, Kovalev on the resume, for a guy who's a champion at middleweight, and now he's a champion at super middleweight, and now he's a champion at light heavyweight. Is he going to stay at light heavyweight? I wouldn't have thought so. For me, I couldn't see him taking on a Bivol or a Beterbiev. I couldn't honestly see that. Because as I said, I do feel that Kovalev, a few years ago, he was definitely the best light heavyweight around, wasn't he? But over the last couple of years, you can see that he's certainly on old man legs now, and he's not the same fighter. So I don't see him, or I don't see Canelo fighting the other light heavyweights, and I fully expect him to vacate that title pretty soon and maybe go back down to middleweight or maybe super middleweight. I don't know. But either way, he's now a 4-weight world champion, and he's still a young man as well. Anyway, drop your thoughts below about the fight. Click thumbs up to this video. Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll catch you all on the next one.